Krampus's body trembled with the weight of the decision. The world around him had become a twisted mockery of what it once was. The corrupted Santa stood over him, eyes gleaming with unholy power. The primordial being looming behind him like a dark god preparing to claim its final victory. But as Krampus stood there, battered and broken, he knew that the only way to stop this destruction was to act quickly.
I won't let you win.
You still don't understand, do you, Krampus? The world is mine now. You cannot stop what is inevitable.
Krampus's eyes narrowed, focusing on Santa, then on the entity looming behind him. His heart ached as he realized the depth of Santa's fall.
This is where your reign ends.
Krampus's body radiated with the last of the Keeper's energy, now fully engulfing him. His skin burned with the intense light of creation and destruction.
Krampus, no!
In one final, sacrificial act, Krampus called upon the full might of the Keeper, unleashing a brilliant wave of light and energy that rippled across the earth. The blast of pure divine light engulfed the world, and for a moment, everything seemed to stop. He could feel the darkness attempting to drag him down, to consume him, but Krampus held firm, forcing the energy of the Keeper into the heart of the primordial force. But Krampus's strength was nearly depleted. His body burned from the intensity of the energy, and he felt his life force draining away. He knew this was it. There would be no return. The light grew brighter, blinding everything around it. Then, as suddenly as it had begun, the light dissipated, leaving only silence in its wake. The storm had vanished. The dark entity had been eradicated, its influence shattered by Krampus's sacrifice. But Krampus was no longer standing. His body lay motionless on the ground, the faint glow of the Keeper's power still flickering around him, now fading into nothingness. The cold winds began to die down, and the ground, cracked and broken, slowly began to heal. Where the darkness had once consumed, new life began to bloom. Far in the distance, a figure approached. It was not Santa. He had disappeared into the void after the final clash. Instead, the figure was the Keeper of Souls, its form flickering in and out of existence, like a dying star.
Krampus, you have done what no one could have asked. The balance is restored, but your sacrifice has not gone unnoticed. You have given yourself to protect the world, to save humanity from the darkness. And in that, you have become something more than you ever were.
Krampus's chest barely rose as the Keeper's energy enveloped him. The Keeper, in its final act, gave Krampus the gift of rebirth, an eternal existence that would protect the world from the forces of chaos.
You will continue, Krampus, but not as the force you once were. You will no longer be a being of fear or punishment. You are now the guardian of balance. The world will need you to watch over it, to protect it from the forces that would disrupt its harmony. But you are no longer alone. There is hope now, and so you will guard it.
Krampus, his body fully restored, looked around at the new world. The storm had passed, and though the earth was still scarred, the light of a new beginning shone brightly across the land. As the Keeper faded into the distance, Krampus stood alone, watching the rebirth of the world. He had paid the ultimate price, but in doing so, he had ensured that balance would reign. The war was over. The world was saved. And Krampus, forever changed, was ready for whatever came next.